Tendell back. Remember, he talked to us about getting our computers, the hard drives last time, and this time you're talking about speeding things up because they're all cluttered up with a bunch of stuff that we don't need, it sounds like.
There are a lot of applications that when you install programs, they come with all kinds of unnecessary startup things, and people don't seem to realize that you can turn those off. You can uninstall them, and you can just literally just turn them off and leave them still there.
I have an old computer at home that takes seriously 20 minutes to start up because of all that clutter. So what do we do?
Well, in some cases, there's actually a setup called msconfig. Most people don't know that you can click the start menu, go to run, type in a quick command, and it'll actually give you a listing of your applications that start up at the beginning of your computer.
All right, so here's the list here. What are some of the things that you want to get rid of? Just things you don't recognize? Like, how do you know what to click off?
Well, right off, first things that you can actually get rid of are things like your picturing and your instant message stuff that you don't use or you don't need to have start up when your computer starts up. A lot of people install their HP Photo Smart software, and it'll start automatically. QuickTime is another thing that doesn't need to be running. iTunes doesn't need to start up automatically. Some of your smaller applications, the things that came with your browser plugins or your banners or your instant message applications.
So some of those here, they have just a bunch of numbers and some initials that I don't even know what they are. I don't even know how long they've been there. Do I just automatically click off of it and assume?
9 times out of 10, turn them off. And if you're questioning it or if it causes an issue with your system at that point, you go ahead and you just Google it and find out what they are, or call someone and say, hey, I don't know what this application is. What do I do? Should I leave it running or not? You can actually, in that picture, you would have been able to disable all of them and then turn around and say they're off and reboot your computer, and things that you see you need, you can go back in and turn them back on one at a time.
How much faster do you think that's going to make it?
Phenomenally faster.
Now, we were talking about earlier about verifying the software and making sure you're not using pirated software. Now, how do you do that?
Well, Windows will actually do it for you in most cases. It'll give you a genuine advantage check, and the beauty of the genuine advantage check is it'll bug you every time and say, hey, we don't know whether you're genuine or not. We don't know whether this is authenticated software. So until you do that, it's going to keep bugging you. But once you do, it'll go through, it'll download some software, and it'll go run through your computer and say, yes, this is verifiable software.
How do you run this genuine software?
Well, it'll run automatically at some times, but most of the time you can go to your start menu, get into your control panel, and inside your control panel you'll be able to verify it in there.
All right, now antivirus software, that's another thing you need to keep in check to make sure your system's running smoothly. But some of those, like Norton Antivirus, that can cost you like $60 a year.
And when they expire, they're gone. I mean, they're going to leave it there. In some cases, then you'll just be out there flapping. There are a lot of free antiviruses out there. AVG is one of them. There's another one, Avast, out there. But if you go on Google and you search for AVG, Avast, Aviro, all of these are free applications that you can download. Avast requires you to register, but it doesn't stop you from being able to use the software without the registration.
All right, I get nervous because when you say free, I think there's a catch. Now, how legit is this software?
They're both legit. They both, for home uses, is why they're free. But if you're going to use them for professional uses, like say in your enterprise or in your company, you can go and buy the professional version, and those are usually anywhere from $60 to $80 for a 2-year subscription.
All right, I know we talked through this stuff pretty quick, but he's going to be live in our chat page for the rest of the show until 8 o'clock. So log on to todedeuce.com and ask your questions. We'll answer just about anything tech related to get you out of a jam.
Yeah, we've been asking him questions all night about little things here and there, and people are writing in. There are all sorts of questions. I, for one, am scared to just go on and start deleting stuff. So,
well, give me a call, and I was
going to say it's probably just easier to call Charles himself, but
over
whatever.
for you.
All right, thank you guys. See you in a little bit.